back to Practice Intimacy. This is the place to be to create the relationships, love life, and sex life that you have always wanted. I'm Jamie Lynn, and today we're going to be doing a practice. This is one of my favorite practices. It is a combination of mindfulness plus turn on, and I love it so much. I'm very excited to be sharing it with you. Hello? I forgot to give a little disclaimer before I started recording this video, so I wanted to just share that this is a sexual practice video. If that is not something you are in the mood for today, go look at something else I have created. There is plenty of information that is more focused on relational health rather than sexual health and sexual turn on. So go check those out instead. Here's a suggestion of a video that you could look at rather than doing this sexual practice. But if you are in the mood for creating some turn on inside of your body, then please continue watching. So today's practice is particularly good for folks who want to connect more deeply with their sexual energy. And there are two groups of people who I think most often could benefit from this. One is the people who don't naturally feel super sexual. There's kind of a spectrum. On one end, there are people who have really no interest in being sexual at all. That would be asexuality. That is completely normal and a healthy way to move through the world if that is authentic to you. And then on the other end of the spectrum are the people who are thinking about sex multiple times a day, and they would have sex multiple times a day if they could. And it's like a really, really high priority for them. And then there's everyone else in the middle, which most of us actually tend to land somewhere in the middle. But this particular practice is good for the folks who are a little bit further on the end of, sure, I'd love to have more sex. However, I don't feel super sexual, and I don't know how to bring that up inside myself. The other people that this practice is particularly good for are those who want to feel more sexual. I'm thinking about people who are in a long-term committed relationship, and they want to feel more sexual, but they're used to the kind of sexuality that is reactive. Something happens around them that makes them feel turned on, and then suddenly, yay, I feel sexual, let's do something about it. And that's great. However, relying on that in order to have positive sexual experiences is really limiting. And so this is a good practice for people who want to bring more sexuality into their life by their own steam, rather than waiting for something to happen in the environment that turns them on. So with this practice, I'm going to be leading it for people of any gender. So whatever your genital presentation is, I'm not going to use language for specific body parts, just because that's not what we're doing today. This is for everyone. At some point, I'll do one that is specifically more for people who have a vulva, and another one that's more for people who have a penis, but today's just for everybody, so I'll probably just use the word genitals, or maybe even pelvic floor, because that to me sounds a little softer, maybe sexier. I don't know if it's sexy, but a little bit sexier than genitals. Genitals is such a weird word. But there isn't a better one that I can think of that captures everyone's body parts. So I'll probably use pelvic floor. We'll see. We'll see what comes out of my mouth whenever we get there. So take a moment. You can kind of just take a few deep breaths. If you're sitting down, make sure that your body's comfortable. If you're standing, same thing. If you want to lay down, that's great. Just try and stay awake. And take a few deep breaths to just kind of center and ground yourself and arrive here. And what we'll start by doing is inviting your mind to quiet. If there are any parts of you that are thinking about things you were doing, thinking about things you need to do, just slowly and gently invite those parts of yourself to come into the present moment. For the next few minutes, there's nothing that you need to do except be here now. And any thoughts that might be going in your mind, you can actually just let yourself envision them. If my mind is busy, I see it as really fast-moving points of light. And I just see all of those different points of light coming to a halt, coming to a still place. Usually a center point right in the middle of my head. If I drew a line between my eyebrows and above my temple, that center point right in the middle of my head, every single point of light stopping there. And once the mind is quiet, begin to open up your sense of touch. Let yourself become aware of your whole body. And any sensations that are present on the skin. You can imagine your skin becoming a little bit more attuned and sensitive. Feeling air around you. Feeling the little bit of heat rising off of your body. If you're in a place where sunlight is hitting you, then feeling the warmth of sun as it touches your skin. And we'll start by just opening up the space around your heart. Imagine letting your chest relax open, where the muscles in your shoulders, they become softer. And as they soften, they actually spread out, creating more space in your chest. And just imagine your heart, the area of your heart and lungs, all releasing. And as I do that, I actually feel more tingling throughout my body. And for some of you, you might even notice a little bit of pain whenever you first do this. It can feel a little bit sharp to begin unguarding your heart. Letting yourself be more open to the sensations that come as you relax this space in your body. And if that happens, that's okay. That is part of it. Just let yourself be aware of it and remind yourself that if you need to put any barriers and blocks that normally guard your heart back up, you can do that whenever we finish this meditation. And so now, as you have a little bit more openness in your heart, what we're going to do is we're going to bring energy down into the pelvic area. And I actually like to picture myself drawing energy down from my head, down from my heart, and into the area of the pelvis. You're not contracting the muscles at all or anything like that. You're just bringing energy to this space and bringing your attention and focus to this area. And what you might notice as you do that is more warmth, more sensation, maybe even a little bit of a throbbing feeling as you feel blood moving through this area. And the whole time just focusing on the pleasure of it. Letting yourself become open to feeling, excited by feeling, more aware of the body sensations here. And just letting yourself relax into the feeling, not trying to change it, not trying to do anything about it right now in this moment, but just letting yourself enjoy it. Simply by turning your focus to this area, it is possible to create more sensation and turn on. In the future, we will do more like exercises in this space to help with turn on and develop more sexual energy. But right now, we're just doing focus and attention and picturing ourselves bringing energy to the pelvic area. And now, with this wonderful, juicy feeling, you have a couple of options. You can either take this sensual, sexual feeling you've created and use it to do something fun for yourself, either alone or with a partner. Or, if now is not the time for that, then you can do as I'm about to do, and you can follow me through the rest of this meditation as we come out of it. But let yourself just feel that energy begin to disperse. Imagine it flowing down your legs. If it's helpful to let it go, you can open the soles of your feet and let some of the sexual energy go into the earth. You can begin to pull some of that energy back up, spreading it through the top of your body. Imagining taking this energy and using it in a different space, maybe somewhere creative, maybe somewhere productive. And you can either choose to keep your heart open, or if it's safer for you to put a few more barriers between it as you go back out into the world, then you can do that. And let yourself just kind of begin to feel the space around you. Wiggle your fingers and toes, take a few deep breaths. You can roll out your wrists. And then when you're ready, slowly coming back by opening your eyes, taking in the room around you, taking a few deep breaths and stretching. And just notice what that's like for you. How is it for you to be aware that you can bring this kind of turn on to your own body anytime that you want to? Feel free to check out any of my other videos. You can find all kinds of practices on here, both for relational health and sexual health. So feel free to look around. And if you'd like some suggestions, here are some possible suggestions that I would say will help you begin to build more awareness around sexual intimacy and how you can create turn on for yourself. Remember to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel, and if there's anyone you know of who you think would benefit from this, please share this with them. I really appreciate the support. And I will see you next time. Bye for now.